The Youth Development Division teams up with the UN to promote water cooperation, and the Mobile Application Development Workshop is underway at the Dominica State College. Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Kimani.
And I'm Jarna Hector. Thank you for joining us. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after the break.
Hey, I had a good time in town last week with a pretty girl, man.
Hey, carry me next time when you're going now.
When we get paid Friday, we gonna go.
Careful, she might catch AIDS.
AIDS? Them girl pretty. Them girl can't get AIDS, man.
I think it's only ugly women have AIDS. Anybody could get it. If you get sick, what you can tell your wife?
Hey, your wife, come in.
Hey, change the topic. Change the topic.
Your family depends on you. Don't take home AIDS.
Do you have uncovered water storage drums around your home? Do you dispose of old tires, cans and old containers capable of holding water anywhere in your environment? Are you being bitten by mosquitoes, particularly at dusk and early morning? Do you keep houseplants in water? Do you spend your hard-earned cash to control mosquitoes? Has your community experienced dengue fever outbreaks? If your answer is yes to at least 3 questions above, you are at risk to dengue fever. Join the fight against dengue fever. The responsibility for a dengue-free Dominica lies with you. So, get rid of the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
The facts as they are, brought to you every day. Only on GIS Channel 7.
Miss Dominica Leslasa Amo-Shillingford will participate in this year's Miss World pageant in Indonesia late next month. Minister for Tourism, Honorable Ian Douglas, says while this is an exciting time for Leslasa and her team, it is also a great opportunity for Dominica to gain exposure.
This is great for not only Leslasa and Team Leslasa, but also for Dominica. The fact that she could make it to the Miss World, would really put Dominica on the world stage, on the world scene. And that kind of promotion really you can't pay for. I mean, that would benefit the country in value to millions, really. It's like almost like an international test match coming to Dominica and the amount of coverage. And Leslasa has, in fact, done very well on the regional scene. She is in the top brass of queens that we have produced in Dominica. I think all of Dominica and all Dominicans, not only in Dominica but around the world, should really rally around Leslasa, because Dominica can, in fact, like I said, benefit tremendously.
Honorable Douglas says he is confident that Miss Dominica will make a country proud. He also pledges the full support of the government of Dominica.
I am confident that Leslasa will do very well on the international scene, and it is with anticipation and great enthusiasm that I look forward to her representing Dominica at this level. So Leslasa will really be on a world scene. It's not every day that you get those opportunities, and so we will certainly be supporting her all the way, whatever we can do. Of course, resources are always in short supply, but because of the special circumstance this time around, certainly Discover Dominica and the Dominica Festivals Committee certainly will give Leslasa all of the support we can.
Leslasa is the reigning Miss Caraval, Miss Caribbean Culture, Miss JC's and first runner-up for Miss Caribbean World. On Friday, GIS spoke with Leslasa, who says her previous pageants have prepared her for this opportunity. She says she is overjoyed to represent Dominica on such a stage and is confident that she has what it takes to do well.
I'm completely elated. I'm so excited to be going to Indonesia, to have the opportunity to represent my country on such a high level and to have this support coming my way from locals, from the diaspora, from the government. It's quite overwhelming, but I believe I can truly handle it.
She plans to continue her platform on holistic education, an ideal which she says is a characteristic which embodies the show.
The Miss World pageant is quite a holistic pageant, which I very much like, since holistic education is my platform. For the Miss World pageant, we're there for 3 weeks, and there are many events that happen before the night of the show that will be judged. There's a Beauty with a Purpose. There's Miss Beauty with a Purpose, which is a video you submit showing the volunteer work you've done in your country, in your community.
Contestants will be judged on fitness, beach fashion wear, evening wear, interview, talent, and the media segment in which contestants are expected to promote the pageant. Les Lasser is grateful for the support of her family, her team, the many who support her efforts in Dominica and the diaspora, and the government of Dominica. GIS wishes Les Lasser well in the upcoming competition.
In other news, the National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, in collaboration with Bright Path Foundation, will be hosting a mobile application development workshop at the Dominica State College this week. Executive Director of the NTRC, Craig Nesty, in his address at the official opening ceremony on Monday, explained that the 5-day workshop will include training in the development of Android applications.
Android powers hundreds of millions of devices in more than 190 countries. Android market has reached and surpassed 1.5 billion downloads a month and growing. The worldwide mobile application market, including premium downloads, in-app purchases, and in-app advertising, is projected to reach a value of $27 billion in 2013. The NTRC believes it is time for Dominica to become a participant in the mobile application economy.
Bright Path Foundation is a Caribbean-based international non-profit organization which focuses on the use of technology in education to create new opportunities. Founder Beville Wooding described the workshop as very important, bearing in mind the increasing number of Caribbean nationals who utilize mobile technology.
We have to create local apps, and that doesn't happen by chance. It happens when a serious, significant, deliberate investment is made in developing that capacity. Not just the capacity to build the apps, but the capacity to understand how those apps are used to address real local challenges, and more importantly, to create real global opportunities. And that's what I'm hoping we'll be able to accomplish this week. Not just what are the technical skills that you need to build mobile apps, but what's the perspective, the mentality, the understanding that must attend that. Because if you came with a desire and an interest in simply writing mobile apps, you're going to confront an environment that is sometimes resistant to that interest that you have. And so we have a unique challenge in the region. The challenge is this. We both have to enthuse people into writing mobile apps, but then we also have to open their eyes to the concerns that they must overcome if they have to have the same opportunities that others in other jurisdictions have.
Honorable Kelva Daru is Parliamentary Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for ICT. He challenged participants of the workshop to develop an application to be used by farmers.
These mobile apps should be able to assist farmers, landowners, and animal owners to work faster and more accurately in the field, thereby increasing productivity and profitability.
Minister for Information, Telecommunications and Constituency Empowerment, Honorable Ambrose George, believes that the development of mobile applications will help to develop individual intellect capacity.
It's all well and good that we attend the State College. We do a course in information technology. We have the laptops and all the other gadgets and pieces of equipment that are available to us. We have, of course, our mobile phones. But unless we develop that intellect that we have in terms of the capacity, we may find ourselves having all of those pieces of equipment and not being able to utilize them to the fullest.
Kimani, let's start by defining mobile app development.
Yeah.
We come across mobile apps all the time. We use them on our Blackberries, on our other smartphones, tablets, computers. It might sound a little intimidating, but what it really is a smaller version of an application, like WhatsApp, for example, or a small Amazon app that you can use on your phone to shop from your phone.
BlackBerry messaging.
Right, that's a mobile app. Yeah. And what is happening here in this story is that the capacity to create these applications are being brought to Dominica State College students, and bringing it, giving students the capacity to build them is something special, because they can use it. We can use mobile apps, in many avenues in our local community, like agriculture, for example.
Yeah, agriculture, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Besides just social, for social purposes, we could use it to actually help develop our economy. Right now, we see that the government is putting so much investment into the abattoir in Layu, into coffee, and several other different agricultural projects going across the island. So I think it's a good opportunity for students to even consider, getting into agriculture, but doing it in a modern way, developing, say, an application for farmers to use, as the Honorable Daru challenge them to do. So when you develop that kind of app, you can do so many things. You can control your stock, you can do crop control, several different ways that you can improve agriculture, make it modern and make it beneficial to the economy.
But it cannot be limited to just agriculture. The opportunities are endless.
Yeah.
For example, when I had BlackBerry back in the day, I came across a mobile app for the National Bank of Dominica. I was very impressed. So I still have it right now. I can bank using this little app, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's important that the young people get involved in the creative aspect of it, instead of just using the apps. Like some of us, we're only able to use it.
Yeah.
But if they're able to create it, that would just be huge for us here in Dominica.
I think so. I think that's a great opportunity for them. And one thing I must point out is there are several apps for social, like to be social. They can use it like that. They can use it in the college, even for study groups and to share information and that sort of thing. So I would really, it would be really encouraging for them to use this sort of technology, use the software, whatever apps that they create, to use it for productive purposes, and not just for social and not just for chatting, but productive purposes, something that can contribute to the economy, contribute to the education, contribute socially, but in a positive way.
I agree.
Yeah. The Youth Development Division's annual volunteer program is collaborating with the United Nations to promote water cooperation among young people. In support of the United Nations Declaration of 2013 as the International Year of Water Cooperation, the Youth Division has made its volunteerism program all about the subject this year. Its Running with Water program was aimed at teaching water conservation and responsibility to youths.
The overall objective of the project was to promote and illustrate the importance of full participation of young people in community development, and also in terms of volunteering and giving back. But it took on its own in terms of that we concentrated on the young people getting a better understanding of water, educating them on climate change and disaster risk management, also in the way of participating in your development, your own self-development, in terms of giving back to your community, in terms of showing yourself as young people that we're not just about violence and all the negative things that are said about us, that we can give back something positive. And that was why we said that this year we're going to really focus on running with water and let young people show that they're interested in the environment and they think it's something important that they need to take on as young people.
The summer activities began in January this year with the recruitment of 215 volunteers.
We were targeting 240 young persons, teenagers, third form to fifth form, including sixth formers to recruit. Although we didn't meet that target, we have enrolled 215 volunteers across the island that volunteered for the summer program. And then we had the securing of schools, because besides getting the young persons, we also had some communities who were going to take part in summer day camp. The young people would have worked with primary schoolers, 5 to 12-year-olds, and we secured the schools. We had tutors training, we had directors training, we had a residential camp in the beginning of July, the second week of July, where we took the 2 young persons who were overall going to be the managers of the project in their communities, and we had a week residential where we did self-development sessions, also sessions connected to water and some of them on painting because some of them are going to do murals. Then we had the tutors training, which happened like 2 weeks after the residential, where all the young persons, every district, the 8 districts we have, all the young persons who volunteer in this particular district will further train to prepare them, either for their mural painting, for their cleanup, or for their summer day camp, which will be working with little children.
Summer Day Camp, which commenced on August 6, involved 255 primary school students and participants of a work-study program impacting at least 12 communities with the message of water cooperation. The Running with Water volunteerism program is being facilitated with support from the United Nations Development Program and the 3 major stakeholders in the water sector.
Very early in the program, we decided to target our main water stakeholders in Dominica. DOAS could be our main stakeholder as far as drinking water is concerned and water for sewage purposes. And we also have on board the Dominica Brewery and Beverages Limited and also Josephine Gabriel. Josephine Gabriel, as you know, you can associate them with the Toa Piton Water, Mont Piton Water, as well as the Dominica Brewery Beverages. You can associate them with the Luce Spring Water. So these stakeholders are on board. They are partnering with us in running the program. But DOASCO playing a major role in terms of their resource persons, their engineers, also participating in the educational aspect of the program at all the workshops and sensitizing the young people, the volunteers as well as the primary school students on the importance of water conservation and also the importance that they can play in ensuring that we have clean water and water over an extended period. So,
Roach explained how the United Nations Development Program came to be a part of the volunteerism program.
The UNDP, which is part of the United Nations, decided to fund our volunteerism program, which is focusing on running with water. And so really the UNDP's role is that of funding and also technical support, because they also assigned an engineer, an environmental engineer to the program by the name of Dr. Maya Trotz, who is a lecturer at the University of South Florida. And she was here last week, the first week of the program, doing the 8 workshops on what we call water awareness, research and education. And she being funded by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, based in a main office in Barbados.
The Youth Development Division's annual volunteerism program has had a major impact on participants. The program's coordinator says feedback remains positive.
Some of them have volunteering since they're in third form and they're now in college and they're still volunteering. So that's almost like 4 years now we have volunteers. And even those who leave, they're working, and if they're teachers and they're working and they're on summer break, they would come back and give support to those who are volunteering that particular year, because they really feel that it's not only we teach them about water, but there's also the self-development sessions which really help them in terms of leadership, self-esteem, managing your time, developing a program that they get other skills that are useful to them.
According to Roach, the UNDP has pledged to adopt the volunteerism program, funding it at least until 2016. This year's program officially ends with a recognition ceremony on Friday.
And the parliamentary representative for the Kalinago territory, Honorable Ashton Grano, says government's housing program has had a positive impact on the lives of several residents of the territory. Honorable Grano assured residents that efforts by the current administration to improve their housing conditions will continue.
In this last financial year, 26 housing units were completed under the People's Republic of China funded program. All have been allocated. The last phase is about to commence soon and will comprise of 6 units. Also, some residents have received assistance for renovation, expansion, or completion of their homes. In this financial year, we'll continue to provide support to needy individuals under the housing renovation program. I assure you that all those whose names are on the list will receive assistance. As we speak, 2 contractors are engaged in the construction of access roads to the housing schemes at Gullet River and close to the health center in Sensi. 2 more access roads will be constructed, one at Point Salibert and the other at Sensi. The remaining 2 will be done later. Earlier this week, technical personnel from Dawasco visited to carry out assessment for providing secondary lines for pipe-borne water to residents in the Badaka and Darlington Hill area of Atkinson. So things are happening, but we hear that the opposition in this constituency on the radio station indicating that nothing is happening. Magwesa. Zibon.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is up next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, département jeunesse conduit session ba jeune monde pays là, on a yo indiqué yo importance ressources de l'eau. Tous les années yo ka conduit session on a yo ka mettre attention à ces affaires de l'eau. Monsieur John Roach, c'est chef département jeunesse en Dominique.
Youth Division en collaboration avec United Nations, avec Dawasco, nous venons ensemble pour courir un programme pour jeunes gens à l'école pour dire comment l'eau est important pour nous en Dominique et comment l'eau est important pour mon latte. Nous tenons impliqué 200 jeunes gens à l'école secondaire et collège qui ont participé à un programme ça pour 2 semaines. Nous tenons impliqué 500 légions l'école primary school qui a participé à un programme là. Le programme là est bien, nous tenons un bon support. Travailler Dawasco qui vient éduquer ces jeunes gens contre l'importance de l'eau et mener ces places là yo ka process l'eau et là yo ka traiter l'eau nous ka boire nous ka servir pour boire pour faire comme différents bagages. Nous contents qui en Youth Division programme là est bien et nous les remercier ces jeunes gens qui battent pour venir pour participer à un programme là.
En la nouvelle, après près 40 jeunes tapent étroitement différents aspects culturels pendant son course Vieux Moulin, te conduit par jeune monde en pays là. Chef officier culture Raymond Lawrence a adressé cérémonie vendredi passé pendant qu'il était fermé étroitement ça là.
Il a fait danse, il a fait drama, théâtre, il a fait steel pan aussi, il a fait wood carving. Photography et différents programmes à Old Mill. Nous tenons presque 40 enfants qui participent à ce programme. C'est un programme pour plusieurs années. Nous comme c'est nous très important pour les enfants Dominique. Il a fait comme c'est développer talent. Il a fait intéresser à des affaires culture et des affaires arts à Dominique. Nous pouvons, après le training, il faut continuer à apprécier, il faut continuer à développer et il faut continuer à participer à des affaires culture, festivals, culture à l'école, et faire une contribution à développement Dominique.
En la nouvelle, le gouvernement Dominique fait appointement en DPP 9. Parole salaire sorti au ministre légal, Honorable Ian Douglas. Si le ministre Douglas, que de Freitos Hot Guyana, tape appointement 9 salaires. Ministre Douglas fait parole qui de Freitos bien qualifié pour chaîne position salaire et puis il a commencé à travailler tout de suite. Ancien DPP Jean Pestena, complété appointement plus bon l'année là. Attorney General Honorable Levi Peter, qui a fait travail DPP pour à présent et puis qui a expecté pour assise pour case criminal assises en septembre l'année là. DPP supposé ni 7 l'année comme avocat à si bon l'audience. Et puis finalement, le département environ santé ni bon avis par public là, c'est l'homme maladie dengue qui en environ là à présent. Parole ça là sorti au chef département ça là, M. Anthony Scotland.
Septic tank aussi ni titou, ti crack. Mangwe la ka monte la ka fait plus mangwe. Also nous ka de monde pour check doc là, c'est des chimères là aussi, on dit toi doc. C'est doc ça même que you mangue also. Check feta caillou. Feta caillou là, si tu especially de concrete feta caillou, il y glow, il y a mangue. So que like a gutter rain, on y check tout ces bails ça. So any place one caillou, les mangue ça qui peuplé, si tu tapé cherche là, si vous bail cherche là pour peupler. So Dominica, nous gourmet avec l'étude avec dengue déjà, nous ça avancer mangue ça avec disease ça pour peupler à Dominique. Fait tout ça au possible pour pêcher mangue, breed ou faire plus mangue à Dominique.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est toute mon nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, why spinach is good for you.
Do you have uncovered water storage drums around your home? Do you dispose of old tires, cans and old containers capable of holding water anywhere in your environment? Are you being bitten by mosquitoes, particularly at dusk and early morning? Do you keep houseplants in water? Do you spend your hard-earned cash to control mosquitoes? Has your community experienced dengue fever outbreaks? If your answer is yes to at least 3 questions above, you are at risk to dengue fever. Join the fight against dengue fever. The responsibility for a dengue-free Dominica lies with you. So, get rid of the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
Spinach is among the world's healthiest vegetables. It is rich in vitamins and minerals and also concentrated in health-promoting phytonutrients to provide you with powerful antioxidant protection.
Enjoy spinach in your favorite salads or make a salad exclusively of spinach. It should be boiled for just 1 minute to minimize the loss of nutrients and flavor. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and your comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Kimani.
And I'm Jarna Hector. Thank you for watching.